Hello everyone, this is Ashish. Welcome back to the podcast that we call
Talk and Fire.
and I'm having with me Komal and we are again going to have an extremely good time today because we are going to talk about God knows what. We are going to definitely talk about something or the other that is definitely going to fascinate you. We really appreciate the support that we are getting from Talk and Fire podcast, but we are extremely sorry that there was no Talk and Fire podcast last week. But I hope that you guys are grateful because there was a vlog. Audio people might be wondering, what is this vlog about, Ashish? You have to come and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's named Amalgam, and you are going to find vlogs on a weekly basis, right? We are already having 2 other vlogs planned up. It's going to come out every week. So we are planning to put one vlog, one podcast, and a lot of other clips every week.
Yeah.
Channel is doing pretty good. How are you doing, Komal?
I'm doing pretty good. You always ask me the same question. So, how are you doing?
I always wait for you to ask me the same question, but I think that is not important for you.
But this time I asked no.
Okay, so I
Yeah.
did not actually pay attention because it is not in monitor mode, so I'm not actually listening what you said. But
Okay.
since
Yeah.
you asked how I'm doing freaking fantastic. I did 2 seminars today.
Okay.
One
Yeah.
was specially for the members of Top 4712 and the other was in Thakur College,
Yeah.
which
That
is in Mumbai.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was all online.
So-
COVID messed up all our businesses. So it is nowhere near the experience that we get in offline seminars, but we'll have to do. It is
Yeah.
like the nicotine patch you put after you are trying to remove your cigarette addiction.
Ashish loves giving seminars, right? And today he gave 2 seminars and he was completely so much happy about that. Yeah.
Yeah, but seminar is a thing that whenever you are having a kind of audience, no, then sooner or later you are going to get into mood. And by mood, I say that there's a feeling when you are going to say things that you did not even know that you are going to say that. And I reached that after 2 hours of giving seminar. At the end, I was talking about other career opportunities because everyone was asking questions about GATE, ISRO, engineering services, all the conventional ways where there's a rat race going on and is stuffed till the brim.
Yeah.
But I started talking about other things and I told them about my story. Look, you want to do, I did it. And look what I did after I did it. So you need to think a little bit further than that. And if it is your goal, if it is your passion, you want to get over there and you
Yeah.
think that it is a stepping stone, perfectly
Yeah.
fine. But
Yeah.
you do have to have an exit strategy as well,
Yeah.
or at least think about those things.
Yeah. We forgot to keep our background little bit.
Yeah, I know.
Background.
I noticed that, but
Yeah.
still, it will do. It will do. Sometimes
Okay.
things
Where's
change.
your phone? Actually, we wrote down topics over there.
Topics I remember now. We watched that movie Avatar recently,
Yeah.
and basically we studied.
Again, we are going into universe things and all.
We
Let's
are going.
start it with something else.
No. We are going to stay as far away from that. We basically had a fine observation of the human behavior in that movie. And we want to talk about that. We are going to stay away from universe, although our audience, I do not think that they hate the topic of universe, but we are going to stay away from that. Joe Biden just became the president of United States, Komal.
Yeah.
We maybe are
Everyone
going to.
is happy, Ashish.
Yeah, your mouth is very far away from from mic, but yeah, everybody is happy, everybody, but everybody other than the ones who supported Trump.
Yeah.
But Trump was a different kind of character, no? He was a stand-up comedian come president of United States. So he always came up with something or the other. There was a thing with Trump that, yeah, he is one of us. Like he acted like a normal human being or a person who just lived a normal life, partied and spent time in college and things like that. And then now he's the president.
Yeah.
Kanye West was trying to become the president, which was crazier.
Yeah.
But Joe Biden is like George Bush. He was the vice president when Barack Obama was the president. And he was over there from 2007 to 2009 to 2017. So he has extreme experience when it comes to running the country.
Yeah.
So in that, I would say that that country is in responsible hands now. Because with Trump, I could not say the same. But let us see. Change is always important.
Yeah.
That is one thing that we learned from that movie 21 now. You remember that? Always go for variable change? No? The first example when I was sitting in the math class. But anyways, we are going to talk about
You never tell me the name of movies, no? You just simply play the movie and like, today we are going to watch this movie. And I'm like, okay.
guys who do not know what I'm talking about, because there might be a lot of people over here as well. I should
Yeah.
explain myself. So there's a movie, it's called 21, and the movie is on blackjack and basically
Yeah, I remember now.
counting cards. So the professor in the beginning of the movie spotted a very genius student and he gave him a problem. So the problem was that there are 3 doors, and behind 2 of these 3 doors is a goat, and one of the door has a Ferrari behind that door. So you have to pick one. So the person picks anyone randomly. Obviously, you do not know
Yeah.
which one is behind which. So he picks anyone randomly.
Yeah.
And what the game host does, or the teacher was playing the role of the game host. And he says that I'm going to open a door that you did not pick, and it is going to have a goat, right? So he opened up, there was a goat. And he asked that person that, do you want to change your option now? So that student said, yes, I want to do that. Then the teacher said that, wait a second over here. Don't you think that the dealer or the game host already knows that which door is having the Ferrari and which door is having the goat? Don't you think that he's playing a trick in your mind?
Yeah.
And he said that, no, my choice is not based on human behavior. It is based on mathematics. So basically now my choice has 66% chances of selection. Earlier I was only having 33. So always go for variable change. So maybe the change with Joe Biden is a good idea. Change is always good, guys.
Yeah.
So if you're stuck in life, always go for change. Komal,
Yes.
what do you think about the movie Avatar?
I just loved it. Like one of the best movie, if I say. And it was amazing. And the way they were portraying thing, it was fabulous. It was
It's
like,
a James Cameron
I was
movie.
amazed. Yeah.
James Cameron movie. He makes movie very...
Yeah, you told me about.
Yeah, rarely.
Yeah.
And when he
it's
does,
amazing.
he makes the most...
You guys should watch it, definitely. You will love it.
I don't know why we never watched it.
Yeah.
Until it is like...
Maybe you were waiting for me so
Yeah.
that we can watch it together.
Yeah, so when the Avatar movie came, like, I don't like it. I don't like these tall people. I'm never going to watch it. Okay.
No, it's amazing.
And then I was studying that same Alpha Centauri, and I thought, okay, I came across this, that Avatar is actually made keeping that theory in mind, and I thought that let us watch that. It was a very small part,
Yeah.
but the scenes were very good. Like you are able to see multiple moons.
Animations.
And and the idea itself, it is not that much of a space fiction movie now, is it? It's not really a space fiction movie. To some extent, yeah, it shows that you're traveling through space.
Yeah, but it can be possible in future, no?
Definitely.
Like for now, it can be fiction, but in future, it can turn into reality, right? So basically, I think the things which have been portrayed there, that is completely true. Like the way humans reached there and already native species were there. They were like humans only, but in different form. They were very tall and very good strength-wise.
Athletic.
Yeah, you can say that, right? And that was the very beginning of their civilization, right? And humans reach there and they try to occupy the space, and then the war happens like that. So these kind of things, that is reality. Humans have tendency to fight over land and like that, occupy spaces, and that's the same thing that they did there, right? So when they reach this planet Pandora, right?
Yeah.
So that's the name of planet is Pandora.
Yeah, it's a fictional name. So Borderlands 3 is coming up, and their planet name is also Pandora. So there's a chance that they have stolen it. But anyways, Pandora basically means a box which is having some secrets within it, or something very valuable. So that planet actually had some very valuable rocks in that, which is costing very high over there. And in that movie, it is shown that Earth is almost dying. So you are going to require resources, but we have become smart enough to occupy other planets. And it is shown that they are at a very early stage of their civilization.
Yeah.
And they are just trying to figure out how to hunt and all. And these people are there with rockets and all.
Yeah.
And while watching the movie only, I started to argue, I don't think like humans are actually going to do this. Why would they kill these people? Like, we don't like to kill animals and all over here in our planet. Why would we kill anyone which is living? And then Komal said that, yeah, those rules and all would come afterwards, after we have settled.
Yeah, after a lot of wars and like that, when people will finally think that okay, this is not happening, we should just sign some treaty where every nation and every planet will agree to peace and will not do some war activities like that. Same happened, no? World War One.
Afterwards. Yeah, because
Yeah,
Nazis were not thinking about human rights and all when they just gassed a bunch of Jews
exactly.
inside a gas chamber,
Yeah.
right? They were killing humans. Forget about animals.
Yeah.
Forget about aliens. So sometimes it is kind of sad that is this how humans are designed that
Yeah,
they
so imagine, Ashish, if you are here and some aliens come here
try
in
to
this world,
occupy.
yeah, in this world and try to occupy this space, how threatening that would be for us, right? And same for them, right? They are in the very beginning of their civilization. They don't even know that what planet is exactly, right? And they are seeing that they are calling humans the sky
Yeah,
people,
those who
sky
came
people,
from sky,
sky
like
people. They used to
basically
call sky people
the
because they
ideas
used to come in helicopters and
come
they're
from top. Yeah.
yeah, like that, right? So that is so threatening, and that is, if that is going to happen, so I don't think so anyone should go to another planet, and these things should go further, because I think nothing is permanent. And I feel so, it may sound like pravachan, but I feel so everything has to be vanished off ultimately, and everything has an end. Even if we go to another planet, then that will go vanish, and there will be end. There will be end to this universe too, right? And to all the universe.
Maybe
and
when we will be reaching very close to the end of the universe, we'll try to get to another universe.
yeah, maybe it's okay, Ashish. Like it will, like all the universe, I'm saying. Maybe like one day all the universe they'll be wiped off. Right? So then what will you do? Ultimately, these things, you are going to be wiped out, and nothing is permanent. So basically, why not, when Earth is going to be like seems to be in destructive manner, and
Just like
human species are
give up, man. 5 years more, we'll die. Like that in Interstellar also, that was the point where humans had reached, that your planet is just wiped out of all the resources. But in that one song, Tool, right? So that song also showed how God came, and we have talked about that in this podcast only, that how humans are just bound to fight each other.
exactly
Right?
that will happen. That is human nature.
You remember that Naruto when Senju Hashirama was awakened, and this, what is it, Orochimaru, he tells him that we are at the middle of war, and then Senju says that, my God, war, no matter what era we are at, right? So we have been fighting more than we have been living peacefully. If you look at the past, like World War One happened, okay, close to a decade of silence. And then again World War II happens, okay, we are good now. Then Cold War happens, and okay, there's an Indian versus Pakistanis, there's Indo-China war. There's sometimes Kargil, there's sometimes Jaisalmer, there's something or the other. Then there are other countries occupying Iraq, and then South Korea, North Korea. There's always something going on, right?
Yeah, Ashish, do you wonder why do we call our space agency Indian Space Research Organization? Like, we want to label like we are Indians, or NASA like we are Americans. Why can't we?
ESA, ESA is actually good. ESA is like we are Europeans, but still.
Why can't we be united? Why can't we like the World Space Organization?
Yeah, we were talking about that once, that they are going to go to Mars, and we are all going to have a single ground. Same goes with the colonization of Moon also. But yeah, listen, man, your space agencies are having different names. When you go to Moon and land over there, you're planting your flag over there, literally planting your flag that this land is ours. That is some monkey shit.
So that you can see, like you can see the sign. Like, what are they going to do in future?
Yeah,
maybe what will happen? Maybe they'll discover some new things. Maybe they'll discover some minerals and some nutrients there, and which can be very beneficial. Maybe to increase our our age. Like, maybe it can help in tripling our age, right? And you never know what can happen. Maybe it can treat many non-curable diseases, right? So what will happen? The country which will step their foot first, they'll try to control it. Right? They'll say that, okay, now we are charging this much money to this country, and now you have to do, like, they can do anything, no?
Or
Every country will run after him.
Can you look at it as this way also? Like when they showed that Alpha Centauri, Pandora, people are going over there and they're taking out resource. They're not actually talking about a particular country, where they were talking about a company who has colonized that place. So like right now, if you look at the topmost people like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, or even Ambani and all, these people are the richest people. So in future, maybe the superpower won't be countries. The superpower will be these companies. Don't you think so? There was a movie on Tekken. All right, so Tekken is a game. You know, I played it a lot. But they made a movie on Tekken. And in that movie, they actually showed that the countries have dissolved. But now the companies are ruling various areas because they are having the maximum amount of money. Right. So these companies, you see, space has already been privatized. So you know what is awesome about Elon Musk? He can actually sit on his rocket anytime and leave this planet and he's going to be fine. Who else has that power, man? This is why Elon Musk is awesome. He does not require any certificate. Obviously, they will say that how did you just leave this place? You will require something, attestation from United States because you are actually at that land. But let us say Elon Musk says that, to hell with all of you guys, man. I'm leaving this place. I'm having sufficient resource stored in the spacecraft. I'm leaving. We'll see each other later. Maybe never, right?
Yeah.
So these private space organizations in future will become so powerful. Already it has been proven.
They'll control.
Yeah, they will go to new lands and they will occupy the space, and they might allow the countries to have some
access. New type of war
access.
will begin, Ashish.
It won't be-
People, earth on people. If suppose everything is going to wipe out and we are aware of this fact, so what will happen? Everyone will rush like, I need to leave Earth. I need to leave Earth. So everyone will be like, maybe it will turn into
I'll
war.
pay you $1 million. I'll pay you $1 billion. Take me with you, and the companies becomes richer.
Yeah, it's like
Right.
that only.
And the United States, sorry, Joe Biden has no more power anymore. Like these people are just going to go away. Like these, okay, you have a planet, that's cool. Sorry, you have a country, that is cool. I'm having a planet over there, so I'm going to go over there, and these people want to come with me. So the power dynamics changes.
Yeah, these things have no end, Ashish.
So is there any hope for human race, or we are going to keep on fighting?
Just stay on Earth, guys. We are going to die ultimately. So just accept this fact that you're going to vanish off one day.
What I'm talking about is, like we have talked about before, that we keep on fighting. Or is there a solution or a middle ground that we can actually live peacefully in future?
Sorry?
All of us, whether on this planet or some other planet,
We cannot live peacefully, Ashish.
You think
otherwise our soldiers would not be standing near LOC or like that.
Yeah.
Fine. So that kind of thing will happen.
Yeah, if you ever wonder that we have reached a peaceful era, just look at your army. That is funded heaviest by your country, and
after that also there are casualties.
They're dying.
Yeah.
People are actually dying. There's surgical
Civilians
attacks.
are dying. Soldiers are dying. Everyone is dying. Ashish, I'm just remembering about this thing. One day you were telling me, Komal, don't you think so that you only asked me that, don't you want to know that where we are? Where we are. Something you were saying that, okay, I'm here in this solar system, or then maybe
where is the universe?
And then we'll be able to locate ourselves. Like some talk, do you remember?
Yeah, in the last podcast only, I think we were talking about that. Where are we? Where is this universe? Like that?
No, you were telling me, no, like we are on the edge of Milky Way galaxy, and maybe I argued or you argued, I don't know what happened, and like I told you then that it is very necessary to know where you are. No, you only told me that it is very necessary to know where you are. Like, if you do not know where like you should not know where do you belong, right? If you are here in India, so you can say that I'm from India and from this world,
Okay.
and you should know. And then you argued me that you should explore universe because you should know where you are.
Yeah.
Like in which galaxy you are, and then in which universe you are, and where you are then overall, like that. Remember?
Yeah, I remember it vaguely, but that makes sense.
Yeah, you only argued on this, no? I told you that if this is going to happen, the way things were showed in Avatar movie, right? And I said one thing that okay, if it is going to happen, then everything should be stopped. I don't want any mission to be successful.
Yeah.
Because if those people may be different species, they are living peacefully, and if we humans are going to be that cruel, so I don't want any mission to be successful. Then I guess argued that we should explore universe, we should explore space,
yeah.
so that we can know where we are.
Yeah, exploration is the fundamental idea of any human being, don't you think? Because that's what we have done. So as far as we could explore land, we moved from one place to another, and then we created boats, then we moved from one continent to another, and now we are just making bigger and bigger boats that can move in space. Those are the spacecraft.
I think now it's enough. We should end the exploration.
Yeah,
I think nobody would be agreeing to it. But when you'll see the movie Avatar, you'll literally feel the things that okay, how can things get turned into?
No, yeah. See, I'll tell you. You are actually extremely correct.
Yeah.
That is how any big civilization in this world also degraded. It degraded Greece. Greece tried to capture a lot. Alexander happened the same thing, wanted to capture the whole world, eventually met India, and then the fall started. And same goes with whatever you look at. You can look at the Roman Empire, you can look at the Egyptian
Germans,
Empire.
like that.
Germans also, that was the problem. They were conquering the whole Europe, and then America said, okay, we are going to conquer Germany now. And then they pushed back. Right? So there's a threshold. You should stop there, but nobody is able to stop. And maybe that might be the reason of our demise, that we want to explore too much.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, is it the genetics in human beings only, or all the other living creatures are so stupid?
And whoever has said this, that excess of everything is harmful, that is true.
But when do we know that we have reached the excess?
Yeah, if you are going out of Earth, that is excess.
No, that is the thing, I think, that humans are not tuned for that. They don't really know what is the excess. They are just meant for conquering and finding out and exploring. There is no measure
of anything, Ashish, if you don't have any reference point.
Yeah, there's another problem, that peace and power does not really come together.
Yes.
If you really want to be peaceful, there's always going to be someone more powerful who is going to mess with your peace.
Yeah, these all missions are happening to make some other planet habitable. Right?
Yeah.
And obviously, lot of argument, lot of things, lot of maybe war activities will happen once people will start moving to other planet because of some problems here on Earth. That I can say for sure.
Yeah.
And that will also lead to these casualties and all. And I don't think so there is any use of it if you are literally investing that much money for that. It does not make any sense to me.
Yeah, moving to another planets, see, you have to start the exploration at some point or the other.
Yeah, it's okay, but that should only be for the purpose of exploration.
See, you won't be saying those things if your grandchildren are dying because scarcity of air is there on the Earth planet, right? So you would want them to...
if something like that happens today, like, it's okay, accept it.
Nature
call.
What if you are seeing me dying because there's no air over here? Won't you run out of this planet if you have the resources?
That's human tendency, Ashish, but it can also be the case, no? You will die after 70 or 80.
But will you tell me, Ashish, man, you are going to die anyways, man. How about you just die right now?
No, it's like, if that is uncontrollable. If that is happening, you will die, then I'll also die, no?
See, this is the empathy, okay? You won't be able to do that. You would rather choose to kill yourself. That is much easier.
Yeah, obviously.
It is better to die yourself than to see your loved one dying, okay?
Yeah.
It is pretty obvious. So let us say there's a grandchildren that you're having and that person is dying. So won't you want Elon Musk to move that person to some other place there so that person can live? Even cockroaches has that ability.
But that is also unfair, Ashish. War will happen, then also we'll die.
But would you want to die? Or would you want your children to die? No, right? That
I
is
don't
where
know.
I don't think that you can't really fight with what you're trained with. That is human genetics. We want to survive no matter what.
No, I don't want any kind of cruelty happening to other species, because
It is you dying or long tall people at Pandora dying. Which one? Or sorry, it is your kid dying and tall people at Pandora dying. Which one will you choose? Let us say the tall people in Pandora is fighting against you, your kid. Let us say those two are actually in a fist fight. Would you say that okay?
if they are not in fight,
Hmm.
then
This is a very arguable, debatable question.
no. If they are not fighting, now you tell me.
Yeah, if they're not fighting now. Yes, if my son goes out there and tries to kill tall people over there, I would say, son, you better die. Seriously. Because
this will happen, Ashish.
Hmm.
Maybe your grandchildren and their grandchildren,
Hmm.
they'll do one day.
I think there's something that is much more difficult that humans should do, and that is collaborate with these people instead of killing them.
Exactly.
Always, it might be much more
But
profitable.
Yeah, sure. Continue.
It might be much more profitable for you to just kill them out, but sometimes the right thing to do, because that never ends. Okay, it will continue, and at the end of that movie also we see that ultimately humans got defeated because the whole planet gathered against them only.
It won't happen, Ashish. It won't happen that we people are in like collaboration with the native species and like, okay, now we are friends.
So what
It's
happened?
not
No,
gonna happen.
at Mars right now the temperature is not suitable for human beings.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
and
they found one of our follower. A girl was there, and she just said that methane, some bacteria are there which can produce methane, and oxygen can be like, life can also be there because of
yes,
that. One
yeah.
research
If
is
there
there.
is some place where
Yeah.
life is habitable,
Yeah.
the closest one is Mars only. So far,
Yeah.
whatever we have found out.
Yeah.
But the thing is that the atmosphere itself is dying out because it is not having sufficient magnetic field over there to keep the atmosphere. So one commenter over here also said that atmosphere is fading out. So what they're thinking is that we can generate magnetic field. We can raise the temperature so that the ice is converted into water. But then the question comes, that can actually kill some species which are actually living right now on Mars. But they did not choose to do that, or not yet. Maybe they will choose to do that. Hey, those bacteria can die, we want to live, right? So life form is not always as simple as it is shown in Avatar. Okay, 2 hands, 2 legs, it looks similar to what we used to look earlier.
Yeah.
Life form is in any form.
Yeah,
Are you
yeah,
ready to kill bacteria? Humans, yeah, we don't really care. We step on ants all the time. Right?
Yeah.
So they will be saying we don't really care, and maybe that will be the beginning of ending a species,
Yeah.
because we were all unicellular once. Right?
Yes.
And that's another thing, that if you actually land on a planet, it is not only optimum place, optimum distance from the star, optimum temperature and optimum atmosphere, it is the optimum time, because there has been millions of years where there was no human being on Earth, and it has only been just like 4 million since humans have been around. So if you step on wrong time, then you are going to see nothing.
Yeah.
Even if life would have existed over here later.
Yeah, it may be possible, Ashish, no? Like this thing, like something popped up in my mind that it can also be possible, no? Like with these conditions, with these atmospheric conditions and all environmental conditions, we are suitable for this environment. Like sun was born, like maybe sun was born at some time. Before that, maybe something else was there, and another species were there who used to habitate maybe somewhere, not on Earth, like maybe somewhere there used to be species, and maybe like now sun is there, and obviously sun will also die one day, right? And after that again something will happen, something will rise, and then according to that condition some new species will grow.
Yeah, that is very true.
Right.
But that will require time, because it took millions of years for
Like,
us to take
I'm just
the form.
saying after million years.
Yeah, so that is the thing. The biggest problem is the less amount of time that we are having. If we were supposed to live for lakhs of years, then the universe was not that big, or we would have explored a bigger part of universe, and then
we should focus more on like increasing the age lifespan.
Yeah, but they are not able to do that so far. I heard a long time ago that there was one experiment in which they were able to triple the life of a rat.
And that is hidden,
Hmm.
right?
Don't know it is hidden. It is pretty clear cut open. They have not tried it on humans. Maybe
Maybe
that is hidden.
yeah, that is hidden,
That is
that they
hidden.
must be practicing it,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Maybe
And
somewhere
nobody
in
knows.
China, somewhere in Russia, maybe somewhere in
I have
area.
doubt on China.
Area. What was that? Area 59.
51.
Oh, sorry, 51. India is not having anything like that, right?
No.
India is cool about all those things. We are too much busy in our own politics now. We don't
Yeah,
have time for
like
this.
we have we are busy in like Riya Chakrabarti case. We are busy in why Arnav Goswami was arrested, why Kangana Ranaut's house was demolished. You know, we are very much busy in these things. You know.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
important, man.
And how
you
to,
need to
how,
know
how
whether
to
Riya Chakrabarti
increase
was
tax and how to neglect the basic rules, how not to teach students about the basic laws, right?
I'll tell you a story. So today what happened that
That is coming out of my frustration.
Today what happened is that me and Komal were moving on a scooty. I was driving it, and then we were moving and we saw traffic police. And we said, okay, good. We are just going to
We
pass
were
by.
wearing masks, we were wearing helmet. I'm
Everything
like, okay,
perfectly.
you can't do anything to us.
Just two months ago,
Yeah.
we got caught and paid 400 rupees fine, 200 rupees
Yeah.
each for not wearing mask. All right. Now, today what happens is that this traffic police stops us and says, this is one way. I said that there's nowhere written that this is one way. But anyways, I don't really argue with people in uniform. Man, take the money, let me go. It's as simple as that. Okay. So anyways, I'm not having my ISRO badge with me anymore. So I can't really tell that anything. Like I will be assumed just like any other student.
Yeah.
And maybe the problem will increase.
Yeah.
I gave him my driving license. He noted the number and says 500 rupees.
Yeah. And my blood was boiling continuously. Like, you are not specifying outside the road that it is one way. How come we'll know? Like, there's no road around that road which you are claiming to be one way. So like my blood is boiling and I'm like
And you are going to find throughout Bangalore there are a lot of roads without any divider, and by the
Yeah.
way that road was not having divider.
exactly.
And we have traveled in a lot of roads which is not having dividers, and both way they are there. All right,
Yeah.
people are traveling, and over here the only
And
thing
in front of police only people just defy that rule. Red light is on and they are just crossing and police is not saying anything. I've seen so many times. It is so terrible here, especially in Bangalore.
every time you stop at a traffic signal there's going to be at least two people who is going to break it before the time goes out.
Exactly. And police will be standing there and nobody is going to interrupt you.
Yeah, police is standing right there, right next to that person that person goes away.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So what happened is that this person stops me, takes 500 rupees, and I looked around. Where's the sign, man? And the sign was around 50 meter ahead of him. So it was no way possible for us to look at the sign and still
And it
defy
was
it.
hidden in the leaves of a
Yeah,
tree,
in-
and like we had to see like kahan hai sign, kahan hai?
It was behind the leaves of the tree, and I showed Komal, look, it is over there. And Komal then started to argue, you never teach us these things when we are at school and all. I said that before I got the driving license. Actually, there was a test which
It's
was
okay, but you should teach in school, no? And you never teach laws. I don't know about the basic laws. Everybody start preaching about this article. I don't know of any laws.
maybe they
Maybe we
use,
are surrounded with so many laws, like according to Article 375 or 375, we just claim like, oh, according to Article 371, this is the law. But nobody has ever taught us, right?
So basically that is asked just before the driving test. Some places don't really care. In my driving test for 4-wheelers, do you know what was the test? Turn the vehicle on, move forward on first gear, move backward in first gear. Or you do that for 50 meters, good, you got a driving license. For people with 2-wheelers, there's no test. There's only a viva in which they are going to ask what are these basic symbols on the streets, what do they actually mean, what is no parking, what is U-turn, and all those things. And just before the test, they happen to give you a sheet on which all those signs are made, and there are not more than 20 signs. You go through it 5 minutes before your viva and you spit it out over there and done.
And
You got the driving license. And this is the highest amount that I've seen so far. And there are a lot of places where you get driving license without any test.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, and that happens in my place.
My sister
father
got-
was saying that I was saying to my father that I need a driving license so that he can get one for me. I said, how come? Like, I need to go there and appear in front of them, and I should know the rules. I don't know, like, I don't know much about this traffic and all, right? So he said, okay, we'll manage. Like, it happens like that only. You don't need to appear in front of them, and you'll get the driving license. Like, okay, but I still not got it, but I'll read the rules basically. And because I'm a responsible citizen, yeah, I need to know, because sometimes they are like this and like this. Today only I was asking you what this sign is for and like that.
And even I just guessed that it was one way. Okay. I did not know it properly. All right. So in other countries, it is pretty difficult for you to get a driving license.
Yeah,
it is
I
extremely difficult. You have to do proper parking, and you have
Yeah.
to sit with the person who is going to give you license, and you have to show him or her the driving on a daily
Yeah.
basis for a couple of weeks, and then you are
Yeah.
going to get it if you can perform properly. All right?
Yeah, one of my cousin brother, he was in, I told you the story,
Australia.
right? He was in New Zealand,
Okay, New
right?
Zealand.
And he had to struggle really hard to like get a driving license there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That happens. You fail a lot of times when you're trying to get driving license. Over here, you don't even appear for the examination. Forget about failing. So that is why we see the traffic that we are seeing over here in a metropolitan city. And then we get a fine of 500 rupees every now and then.
My blood, it was not because of 500, it's because of stupidity. Like, you never specify anything, and then you come, okay, give us fine, hamari jeb garam kar do.
No, actually, to his defense, the fine had a receipt.
Yeah.
Had a receipt, and he did it officially, and I'm pretty sure that no money is going into his pocket. But here's the thing, there should be at least 100-meter distance, not 100-meter, at least like 300-meter distance between you properly putting a symbol that this is a one way and you standing over there cutting receipts. All right.
Yeah.
So that you see me crossing that,
Yeah.
and it is 50 meters behind him, and I have to actually literally find where is it. Okay.
Only when I asked you that where is the sign.
Yeah, but anyways,
I'm not blaming him. Obviously, he's doing his job, but I'm blaming the governing committee, like whoever is controlling it, like that.
but I don't do the job of blaming anymore either. I just accept things the way it is. Once I got a 200 rupees fine inside a bus in New Delhi because I did not get the ticket for 5 minutes when I was standing on the bus. I was standing, not sitting. And I was, for the first time, traveling through a public bus in New Delhi. And that's when I found out that the ticket collector is not actually collecting ticket. He's sitting behind somewhere in the
happens.
middle of the bus.
No, in the behind, like the second door.
Okay.
Beside that second
And you
door.
have to go to him. This king kind of person. You have to go to him. And
You have to ask.
you have to please, with high request, and with full attention, you have to ask that person, and that person just might give you a ticket.
Exaggerating?
Yeah. From then onwards, that is what I did. Is that I kneeled on my knees, and then I asked, please give me the ticket.
Okay.
That is how respectable that person is, because I'm not getting a seat. I'm paying. This person is actually taking money and having a seat. So definitely is more respectable than me.
Okay.
Okay. Somehow we moved from universe to Avatar to humans fighting all the time to
Yeah.
we are having problem in traffic.
Okay.
You want to talk about Arnav Goswami? Because that's what we Indians care about.
Do you?
Yeah, I cared about it because, yeah, if he's in trouble, we all can get in trouble someday or the other. That is why I did not argue with the traffic police that this person can put me in trouble anytime. Better pay 500 rupees, move on. Just like I pay a lot of taxes. I paid huge amount of tax. I'm
Yeah.
having 70,000 earning, 13,000 of it goes out in tax.
Yeah.
I'm having a startup. This country is supposed to support startup people, and you are supposed to put entrepreneurs ahead and help them move ahead. Now we are going to charge 18% GST. You have to pay that money over here.
Yeah. If someone is earning 1 lakh, Ashish, 18% would be like
18,000.
18,000,
Yeah.
right? And
My friends are there who are in 30% bracket. Imagine earning, let us say, 3 lakh and then paying close to 1 lakh rupees. You can imagine that. But this is how we live, and this is the amount of tax we pay for broken streets to travel on that with puddle in the rainy season, and then 500 rupees fine extra for the traffic sign that
Yes.
you did not
And then
put
income
with my tax
also.
money. And then there is a annually income tax also.
Yeah.
So I
Day
just
by day,
accept.
this country is frustrating me a lot. Like, I have a lot of complaints, and I just keep blabbering
But
about
still,
the thanks to Ashish. Like, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this.
And I always say, I don't like this either, but this is what we are stuck with.
Yeah. He says that I have already accepted this. Better is you should accept this too.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
better is to leave this place.
Okay. Anyways, let us talk about Arnav Goswami. Little bit.
मुझे drugs दो.
Okay. Coincidentally, I just started following Arnav Goswami.
Why?
Like 3 days ago. Not like I watched that song only, Drugstore, and it was very funny.
You only made me watch that.
Yeah. And it was just 2 to 3 days before that case happened.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, Arnav Goswami is pretty cool.
Like the way. Apart from the stuff, you're not admiring him for his journalism skills. You're just
But
like,
I'm admiring him. Not for his journaling skills.
yeah,
but,
that's what I'm saying. No?
okay, his comedic skills.
Yeah. He can be a good comedian.
There's a video which is like Arnav Goswami's savage moments, and it is just you are going to laugh your ass off.
Pakistan ke halwai like that, like it's so funny.
अरे बैठ
Tiddy,
जाओ.
अरे तुम तो टिड्डी. आवाज नीचे.
And I personally apologize to all the Pakistani people who are listening to it right now for the words of Arnav Goswami. It is not actually correct.
Yeah, it's very like
You cannot call out a whole country, man. There are good people over there as well.
Exactly.
Right? But anyways, he's like funny just like Hindustani Bao. There's a lot of times racist people, sexist people, and people who take their religions very seriously, people who are having crude mentality also sound sometimes funny, right?
I think mentality should be flexible.
And
like,
we laugh on their jokes, but we say we are never going to say that in public. So that is a kind of person.
Yeah, Ashish, what I was saying, that mentality should be flexible.
Yeah. But then you are not
like
funny.
When somebody, no, it's okay. When somebody says something, you should be open to all type of things. Like, okay, if somebody is saying something, so you should think about that. And if you're good with that, then you should adapt it. But that is not okay with our orthodox people or orthodox generation.
Yeah.
Right, or basically of our parents' counterparts, if we can say precisely, or their parents, right? So I think the mentality should be a little bit flexible. We should have that.
The only thing is that you will be pretty boring if you have been. Okay.
No, it's not
I'm
boring.
saying that you
can
have
be
open-minded, but you see all the comedians when they make jokes, no, it is always having some problem or the other. That is why they are getting in lawsuits all the time.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm not saying that do that. It is going to hurt a lot of people. But I'm just saying that those people are funny.
Okay, Ashish, I also want to talk about this thing because we were discussing this thing that how come how good this would be, no, that people who are like the scientist or like the level A officer, they are coming in this politics field, and they are the representatives of our society.
Happened once.
Yeah, because they are educated one, and they can think in a broader sense, anything in a broader sense, because they are educated. Like if some IAS and like that, so they are educated, right?
Educated and good in
If
leadership.
suppose Elon Musk
Yeah.
start leading America, so like he has this leading capabilities. Like Donald Trump, he was comedian. He can become president. So Elon Musk can definitely become president.
Yeah.
Right?
Obviously, if he stands, then there is not going to be any close second.
Because he's a leader and he can lead the country.
Yeah,
also.
even I was hearing that Mahendra Singh Dhoni is going to stand for the post of CM in Jharkhand.
Yeah.
So I was saying that, do that, man. You can lead the Indian team and get a World Cup. Obviously, you can do something good for this. And if he stands, then obviously everyone is going to vote.
One of our scientists did that. APJ Abdul Kalam is the best example.
Yeah. And he did a lot of good things at that time. Pokhran test and all that.
Yeah.
Supported that.
Exactly. So a lot of good things happened under his control. So good things may happen if you start picking up people from ISRO, from BAC, or maybe from DRDO, from different organizations, IS or IPS. These people who are completely educated and can govern the things in a very nice manner.
In India, the only problem with that is that there are a lot of people who are uneducated or not that well aware, and what politicians generally get their votes from
So-
are from these people.
So
And
they should be trained well, no? IS, IPS, I don't think so. They are like this completely sophisticated people. They are so grilled and
Yeah.
they are so grilled
Yeah,
in their
especially
interviews.
IAS
So
people,
they
yeah.
know about every happening. So they know, and they know how to interact, because their interviews there, and interview holds very much importance in
Yeah.
the selection.
Yeah.
And if they know how to nail that, I don't think so that will be a troublesome for them to
Yeah, I
interact
think
with
about
uneducated people also.
when you're talking about these officers, I think you're talking about after they have had like 30-35 years of their work experience, right? Not the young ones, obviously, right? So you have to have a proper work experience also.
Obviously,
Yeah.
I'm talking about seniors only,
Yeah.
like who are seniors and who have succeeded in some things.
Yeah,
right?
even let us say K7 wants to become the
Case
prime
even
minister.
he can lead, no? He
Yeah,
can lead
obviously.
well.
Yeah, obviously.
Right.
Better than most of the people are
Exactly.
having experience.
Yeah.
Is
And
that-
the soldiers,
Soldiers.
like the
Yeah,
major,
that is
like
always
that.
always debatable.
Yeah, because they try to convert it into in their own favor.
No, see, I will talk about that. Is why I showed you that movie of Julius Caesar
Yeah,
also.
that's what happened, no?
Okay.
Yeah.
So Greece and the Roman Empire, close to that was the beginning of the democracy. All right, it all began with that. If you have watched the movie 300 or the part 2 of that is what they tried to show, that this was the beginning of democracy. Athens was the place where they came up with the idea of democracy, and it continued, and then a lot of time it went into trouble also. It was close to 300.
Like in Julius Caesar's.
It came 300 BC, close to that. Athens and the Spartans and all that, they combined and they fought against the Persians. And then after that also, you see, when Julius Caesar was there, before that Sulla was there. Sulla came back after he lost a war, and came back and just raid inside the Senate with his army and said that these people are going to stay over here with me and they are going to monitor what are your judgment, because they came up basically what we see as parliament over here, that there will be voting and all.
So that was their plan, is to convert democracy into dictatorship.
Yeah,
right?
that happens when you give the power to the army. Top people, because they are having the, but that also, see, at that stage democracy was very infant, right?
Yeah.
And they were not having like a single person is going to rule the army for, let us say, 20 years, and that person is allocating the salary to each and every person. So what happened is that Julius Caesar, when he was out fighting, okay, with basically, if I say Vikings, so he doubled and tripled the salary of all the soldiers, and that all those soldiers have stayed with him for the last 8 years. So obviously he basically has those soldiers as his own personal employees.
Yeah.
So at any point he can bring those 20,000 people, raid the Rome, and that is what actually happened, that he was not allowed to enter Rome, right? And the Roman army that was there inside Rome, and Caesar is over here with the army that he gained by conquering different lands. He came with that and he was ready to fight to get back to his own home, but they ran away at the last moment. So basically it becomes their own army. But now obviously it does not work like that. Soldiers do not get their funding straight from the generals of the military. They get their fundings from centralized. They are not going to work under that person. That person is in command, obviously. But I would say that yes, if not the prime minister put them at the topmost level, they understand this country and they respect and have fought for this country more than anyone. You can say all you want to do, your ideologies and how much Swachh Bharat you did and how many villages you visited. These people have been fighting. They have seen their brothers dying and they have stayed on the border for a long time. And I do think that the top people of the army do get high post. Okay, they do take good commands, especially when it comes to defense, right? They take the decisions, right? But prime minister, I don't know, it is debatable.
So it has many levels now. Democracy now has many levels, and it's very cross-linked. Also, Ashish, I want to bring the topic of 300 movie.
Since we are talking about democracy.
So 300 movie, I think Leonidas, he just died while fighting right, while fighting with the one Xerxes.
Xerxes,
Yeah,
you
I
remember the
always
name.
have problem. Yeah, Xerxes. And like he died and he was very sentimental, I think. He was very emotional. But at the same time, Themistocles.
Themistocles, yes.
Yeah, Themistocles, he
Perfect.
just, yeah. I told you my memory is sharp.
And she's like, let me tell you something about Komal. She does not like blood in any movie. It will make her sad. And 302 parts did make her sad for at least a week. Okay. But she loved that movie. The idea of that. Okay, go ahead. You remember the name? I'm very proud of you. Go ahead. Do you remember the name of the wife of Leonidas?
Wait, something with G?
Comment it down below, guys, if you're watching on YouTube, because I also don't remember.
G, something with G. Gary.
Okay, you can go ahead about
Okay.
300. What were you talking about? Yeah, he died fighting for democracy.
And Themistocles, he lived. He was like, he killed Darius,
Yeah, he killed.
father of Xerxes.
Yes, wow,
Right.
I also forgot about that name.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Darius.
Darius, and then he also killed the one. What was the
That
name
lady.
of that girl? Like
Yeah.
the navy head
Yes.
of Xerxes' team. I'm just
forgot.
remembering her name. What was the name of that girl?
I forgot her name. I
Okay.
don't think that we'll be able to remember. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
I'm going to find out. Okay.
Okay. Like he killed that. I think he was so intelligent,
Yeah.
The war, he was having very less team and they were having so many ships, right? And then they conquered them, right?
Yeah.
The one with having more ships.
Yeah.
And they conquered them, and he was so brilliant. I think he also had sentiments, but he played with mind too.
He was also very patriotic.
Yeah.
Very, very close to, actually, he was very tied or married to the idea of democracy.
Yeah.
Democracy, the idea how it started, if you
Yeah.
watch that movie or those two movies very properly, the idea of freedom actually started from there. So as long as they are kings, you are not really free. You are under that king, kind of like you are employees
Yeah.
of that king.
Yeah.
But democracy, what it says, that there's no one who is going to be king. It is not going to be like the son of the king is going to be king again, or the son of the president is going to become a president again. When that comes, end of democracy. All right. When that is happening, that is something that might happen in North Korea.
Yeah.
Okay. So the idea was everyone is free. You are having the freedom. You do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
You fight if you want to fight. And that is what Themistocles said to his army at the end also, because they were revolting. So it is Spartans is like different level of animal. They are all warriors. They are going to die. They are going to fight. But when it came to Athenians, they were not all warriors. They were like potters and painters turned into warriors because it was a very good source of employment.
Yeah.
So they were all like, we can't do this. You have already killed more than half of us and we are walking away. And that is what Themistocles said, that listen, if you want to walk away, you can walk away. You are still free men.
Yeah.
And that is the idea that when they were Persians were sending their army, that you are slaves basically. You are working because you are afraid of the leash. But you are fighting because you're afraid of losing your freedom. That was shown over there.
Yeah.
Right? So those people really fought and died for the idea of democracy. And like I said, after that incident happened, after hundreds of years later, Salah came and again democracy was destroyed. And again it was captured again and again destroyed. And it happened in a lot of sinusoidal fashion.
Yeah.
And then ultimately it got stable.
Yeah.
And then other countries also started to adapt it one by one, right?
Yeah. By the way, what was the name of that girl? The navy head of Xerxes.
Okay, you speak for 1 minute, I'll find it out.
I just forgot the name of that girl, right? So basically, Ashish, when you are doing such brave things, Leonidas also had doubt for a moment.
Yeah,
right?
That is very important.
Yeah,
Last scene, no?
Last scene, when he was about to die, right? When he was about to get attacked by Xerxes, Xerxes asked that, okay, you just say that you are defeated and you just
Kneel down,
put your knees in front of me. I'll just say, okay, fine, everything will be fine to me now. Then
actually, Xerxes was not that much willing to kill Leonidas than he was to see Leonidas kneel, because that would satisfy his ego, that you accepted your defeat.
Yeah.
And that was the thing about the Spartans. that even if you die, you are dying free. But if you
Yeah.
submit, you're not free anymore.
Exactly.
That was their idea.
Yeah, but at that moment he had doubt, right?
Yeah.
He just took out everything,
He
his
took out his
crown,
helmet, he took out he put down his shield,
sword.
his spear,
Yeah.
and he kneeled. And then he was reminded about his wife.
Yeah.
Right? And then he thought that what was the ideas, and then he shouted out. And
Yeah.
by the way, the girl, her name is Artemisia.
Oh,
I found it out. Okay. So I'm pretty sure that at least 100 people listening to this banging their head, Artemisia, Artemisia. That is why I want these things to be live. All right.
Okay, let's do it once live.
Once we start reaching 5,000 views on every YouTube video, we are going to start doing live.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Because we are going to need a lot of extra accessories also. All
Okay.
right. So for that, we need to invest, son. You better
Yeah.
make this podcast good. Share it, guys, and go and rate us on Apple Podcast. Follow us on Spotify. Do all the good that you can do for us. We'll be really grateful.
Yeah, we are also thinking to do our podcast on a holiday.
Yeah, other than this place.
Yes.
We are going to take these mics. These mics are pretty heavy, but
Exactly.
still we are going
We
to
are
take
planning.
it. Yeah. New places. You are going to
Exactly.
love the new environment.
Yeah, and you'll love that place.
Yeah, we are definitely going to do that very soon.
Yeah.
You want to move to the election in America? You want to talk something about that?
I don't have any idea about that because you were the one who was talking about these
I
things.
was
But if you want to add something, you can. Do you
I
want to say this thing?
Personal. Okay. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't have much to talk about other than what I've said before also.
Yeah.
I watched the presidential debate that was going between Donald Trump and Joe Biden.
Yeah.
And like I said, like Donald Trump has a different kind of, like, he's a common person just like us, okay?
Yeah.
But he lost, and they said there was something like, I want to verify it, like that. So he was not accepting that he actually lost.
Yeah.
And then they verified and finally found out that yes, he has definitely lost.
Yeah.
So in that election, before the whole result came out, so there were few topics. There was one topic called Black Lives. Okay, so right now Black Lives Matter is a high topic over there.
Yeah.
So they were both asked a question
Yeah.
that how are you going to make your children feel safe? And what Joe Biden did is that he talked about what he has done, or throughout his experience, what does he think? Both are white people.
Yeah.
So both white people talking about how they can balance it all out and what they can do for black people.
Yeah.
Joe Biden talked about all his experiences of what he did growing up, what he saw and all that. And Trump all of a sudden comes over here and says that in 1995, this is what you said and you did that and you did not do this and I did this and all that. It turned into an argument instead of just telling.
He just focused on himself and Trump started to arguing like you did this, like that.
Yeah.
It turns very like awkward, very absurd.
Yeah, that is what Trump is known for. Like Trump is going to make statements like, even when COVID situation happened, you remember, and he's going to say that, okay, we are going to deal with this, we are going to open things up like that.
Yeah.
And then in like 2 weeks the numbers spiked and everyone is now blaming Trump.
Yeah. One reporter also asked something to him, no, when he shut his or her mouth, like how can you call yourself journalist?
Yeah.
What kind of journalist are you? Like how your channel hire you, like that.
Yeah.
He literally slammed him.
You are a bad journalist, things like that. I would say that you are a bad journalist.
Yeah,
If-
what would you say on that topic? He said, I would say you're a very bad journalist.
Yeah, you remember it perfectly.
Yeah.
So if you just on YouTube just search Donald Trump funny moments as a president, you are going to
Savage moments.
savage moments, something like that. You are going to have
Yeah.
a blast for like 1 hour or so.
Yeah.
But anyways, his time has passed, but history will remember him.
Yeah.
Like this one person who used to come in reality shows now. No wonder Kanye West is thinking about running for that.
Oh God.
And yeah, that is what we were talking about that one day, no? That what will happen when all of these celebrities start to run for presidency and going to run for elections and all. We all know that Arnold Schwarzenegger was there in California for a good amount of time. People loved him. But now it is increasing more and more. Like celebrities wants to come over there. But
You should have character basically for that.
yeah, but there's there's a general reflex that comes into my mind. So let us say Priyanka Chopra is never coming back to India probably. Let us take another example. Deepika Padukone wants to become Prime Minister of India. I'm more likely going to stand on the side of Modi sir because listen, yeah, you are a very good actress, but you have lived a very rich life. So I don't really know if you understand the poverty of this country.
Yeah, because his father was also running a sports complex, and his father was also was into sports and like that.
But when it comes to people like Kanye West has been poor. For example, 50 Cent, they have seen poverty. Eminem, they have seen that. So you can't really say that these people cannot
These
relate.
people are a little bit unpredictable, no?
Yeah.
Like, you need sensible people
Yes, that's true. Like, you need people, officials. For example, I'm never going to run for Prime Minister or President because I have colored hair. Okay, and I say fuck a lot.
No, APJ Abdul Kalam also had colored hair and like the middle partition, where at the time when people used to like put oil in their hair and like go like that. He had swag.
Yeah, but still, I'm not.
He got that X factor, which that main character in Powerpuff Girls used to add.
Yeah, but he became the president, no? He did not go for the prime minister post, right? So in India, president is just a rubber stamp. We all know that, right? But still, I do not want a person like Joe Rogan to go for president, right? Or I do not want in India, let us say, celebrities, man. I do not want celebrities. I want people who are like social workers, right? People who are NGOs.
People who are representing. Basically, people are representing our countries in a best way. Like ISRO scientists, the senior scientists, like DRDO scientists, or like the way I told, the BARC scientists, or any scientists, or the senior professors, anyone.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that would be like official kind of person. You would say, like those people.
So they know they have dealt with things. They have dealt with severe things, right? Remember, you told me one story about Nambi Narayan, that he went to that plant where people were arguing that
it was not Nambi Narayan, but yes, it was a scientist of ISRO only. It was story of Shah, right?
Yeah.
So the plant is called SPROB. So it is a place where solid state boosters are created, and it is highly dangerous. All right. So the propellant name is HTPB, and even a spark. Once what happened, a person just hammered it twice or thrice, and it caught a spark, and everything blasted out. He died in a second, right? So it is the most dangerous place that you can know in a rocket fabrication place. And there was accident that happened over there long time ago. And then I think we have talked about this over here. No, I've talked about it in Spacecast. So there was one senior scientist who was given the charge over there to do the things. So at that time, Shah was at a very initial stage. So people from VSSC, LPSC used to come over there. And that is what is written in the book of Arumudan also, History of ISRO. So Arumudan was basically working in VSSC. Then he became a very senior scientist, and he was sent to Shah. Later became the director of Shah also. Later became the director of what we know today as URSC also. At that time, it was ISAC. But these people were sent over there at Shah because Shah was basically jungles and jungles. All right, there were tribal people who used to live over there,
and they had to pay some money, no?
Also, a promise. Money, some land, and a promise that we are going to give you employment later. Okay. So these people went over there, and this person was sent over there as an in charge that they have to basically keep the ball rolling. Okay. And this accident happens. A lot of people dies. Okay. And then there's a pain of loss of people who you worked with for years. They have died, and there's a fear that might happen with me also. And what will you tell your kids and your wife before you go to work? That happened, and I'm still working over there. What salary can you give those people for them to take the risk of their lives? So everyone was scared. Nobody was there going to touch the propellant anymore. And this gentleman over there goes and says that, okay, don't do anything. You stand over there, and I'm going to hold these propellants and make the fabrication myself. He's a very senior personality. He's doing the job of a technician. All right. And then 1 people joined, and then 2 more people joined, and then 3 more people joined, and the work started again. He said it to the technicians that I'll make sure that this never happens again. We have learned from this. We have learned from our losses. We have learned from the pain, and I'll make sure that this never happens again.
So such type of people we need for our prime minister.
Definitely.
Right, he
Yeah.
knows how to handle people, how to handle situation, how to lead any
I'll tell you
agency.
what that person is doing right now. I think, I'm not sure if that is the same person, but I will tell you what these people are doing right now. He is right now an technical advisor to Kerala government.
Okay.
So he's also doing his work,
Yeah.
but not reaching that top post.
Yeah,
Right?
obviously he should be. If that kind of person come and start ruling the India, then obviously good things will happen.
Yeah, you should not use the word ruling that much because it is not an empire, right?
Governing the India.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've seen like ISRO scientists who are retired or those who have seen the tough days of ISRO. You can't really tell their age by their faces. I've seen 85-year-old scientists who are walking just like that. I've seen 60-year-old people walking worse than those people. They are fit. They are perfectly healthy. They age in a different manner. Maybe because they have stayed alive or young for so long period, because they have always seen challenging work.
Yeah.
They have always enjoyed their work
Yeah.
or the kind of environment that we are having. There was one scientist who said,
Maybe they were happy doing this.
I think
Happiness also matter, no?
yeah, I've seen people who have won Padma Shri award and all that. They said that we ISRO people, we don't age like any other government employees. We are different, and you can see it. Like once he said that there was one person who, I think some government employee, he was I think 70 years old. He said that he came to the dais and he was moving like this. Okay, he says that I am 75 years old, something like that, and I'm very, very healthy. And meanwhile, this 80-year-old ISRO guy just moves like this.
Yeah.
All right, so that is the thing that I saw over there. I think it is a fantastic organization. I think the best that this country can offer. There's absolutely no doubt. After leaving ISRO, there's no job that can satisfy me. There's only one job that I'm going to do. That is my own job. All right.
Okay.
Shall we end this? We have talked about it sufficiently.
We have talked a lot.
We wanted to talk about Joe Biden. We wanted to talk about Arnav Goswami, but sorry, sir, our schedule is busy.
Yeah.
We are going to end this podcast over here. I hope you enjoyed it. Support our podcast, guys. We want it to become the biggest podcast in this planet, or maybe in this universe, if that is possible in 100 years. That might be possible, right? We are all dead and this becomes the best podcast in this planet, in this universe, right? Help us, support us, do whatever you can, share it with friends, and if you do nothing, leave with a smile. That's it.
And tell us in the comment section which part did you like the most. And till then, take care, bye bye, and keep smiling. Bye.
See you next time.
Bye.